Hi guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. In this particular episode, I want to talk about something I find interesting over the weekend. And it's the message from the time traveler. Believe it or not, I'm always, 6 months behind from the news. I'm not really that updated due to my busy schedule. But sometime later last week, I discovered, I guess, a time traveler share what they go through and things like that. And sure enough, I chit chat about it in my coffee chat, and then many of you are so eager to send me all the message and this and so and so and so, and really want me to check it out if it is real or not. I don't want to run this episode verify what they say is real or not. I actually want to step outside what they talk about and then simply share with you my personal sensation. Then again, my personal sensation may be right or not. Who knows? But just so you guys can look at it in from a different perspective, and then you can make your own choice for yourself. So based on many links that you guys sent to me, believe it or not, I did spend some time to look into it. They are the one that first caught my interest is this one claim to come from China from 2060, and I think KFK. I stumbled across his YouTube. Then many of you sent me 2075, 2062. People claim to come from Venus, or they are various links. They are Japanese, they are American, they are so and so. I did spend some time to look into it, believe it or not. Damaged my brain big time. What I want to share with you guys is, if you ask me if it's correct or not, so far from what the amount of the thing I see, I will say the accuracy is landed somewhere, everyone vary, right? It's landed somewhere between 20% to 30% of accuracy. And I will come back and explain this why. So that is, if there are 100 common of it, maybe 20% is correct or 30% is correct. Some of them is not even correct. And I guess I will explain from my point of view. So with me, when I'm watching those channels, as I say, the reason that KFK kind of got my interest is because when I was watching his video, I constantly having like a signal sound, or I would see him as a person. So that got me very curious. Why do I sometimes see it, sometimes not see it? From all the year I consult, it only happened if things actually happen, I will see the vision of it. If a thing is makeup, I don't see anything for it. Then again, when I sense the signal sound, it got my curiosity. Why do I sense that? Where does the signal come from? And why is it so? So when I'm able to see the person, then you're able to trace that person. It's almost like if you Google, you're Googling something that you want, and then you exactly find what it is that you want. Then you're able to dig into it and look into it. In the cycle, yeah, pretty much the same. In the psychics, two words so different, psychic and psycho. But anyway, to me, it's pretty much the same thing. So in my crazy psychic psycho sense, once I'm able to capture the person, then you're able to dig into them. What it is called dig into them, that means they have a past memory, like collective memory. You're able to check their past memory to verify where are they from. So if you catch them and you search their collectible memory and notice that most of them are in this dimension or something that I'm familiar with, the chance is they are most likely just like me, who is born and raised in this century, but sometimes channel future information. So that's number one for you guys to use it as a reference. Then, so from all the things that you guys sent it to me, this is what I found. I find message and I find collectible memory of them. Then another thing got me curious. As I say, I'm always curious of things. I would like to know if their vibration is different from us. Because if they can break apart, I'm always curious how atoms work. Don't take me wrong, I truly believe they are time traveler, but I also believe they are conditioned to it. And I will share why there's a condition to it, because I tried many years to break it and I couldn't break it. I don't think it's gonna make difference in, a period of half a decade. So myself tried to fight this force, no success. So I doubted that would happen as well. So what my suspicion is, they're most likely channeling themselves, like most of the psychics. They channel, as I say, all the future is in the air. All the future is out there for people to grasp. So they most likely channel themselves to certain information and understand sometimes information come in, it could be a big chunk of it. So you could possibly have a very glimpse of the universe in a matter of second, or a glimpse of what's going to happen in a matter of second. Therefore, if your mind is clear enough, you're able to sort it out. Then answer question in some regard, right? Now, aside from the vibration that I see, I also curious about how they are built, because I always believe, it's me, my personal perception, through the time traveling requires some kind of atom change. So that is another reason why I'm curious of their frequency, how they rebuild, how they change. And then so far, maybe they are new guy, I don't know. So far, I haven't noticed anything different from what we are. So based on the vibration is not different, the atom build is not really different, and they do have collectible memory of the current century. My suspicion is they most likely come from now. Now, again, why do they have the information that is so correct to the future? As every psychic sometimes will have ability to. So based on my chit chat, I say it may not be the physical form time traveling, but it would be some kind of conscious traveling, which can be done and is already being done. So conscious traveling means you're conscious, you strong focus your mind on something, you then can transfer your conscious from one body to another body, or from one space to the other space, or to different time frame. The reason I say it can be done, because a lot of psychic out there, they are constantly exercise this muscle. So this is something that can be done. From all my consultations, I also notice the vibration in the past vibrate differently from the vibration in the future. Through the consultation, I noticed that they are variable future. That is, you can change anything, it depending on the decision that you make at this time. So during the matter of consultation, the moment the client change their mindset, the future change at the same time, because it always kind of real time for me, so I can kind of sense that. If you understand that, you will understand your future is always changeable. There's no fixed answer to it. In one circumstances, it could be fixed. It could be fixed. Just like when psychic try to give advice, there are things we can change, there are things we cannot change. Now we talk about things you can change. Things you can change, you got a lot of, it based on one thing, based on your core, the core of your soul, like what is trying to achieve, what you try to do, or what direction that you're heading toward. And then based on that direction, as a psychic give you advice, we cannot really change the task or the core of your soul, but we can give you advice how to work it, push it, or therefore you can evolve way faster. But the test itself still require you to work it. So same thing as this whole things. The reason you can predict sometimes correct is based on the we call group conscious or the group evolution. Once a big group of people, a soul, they all intended to head it that way, then most likely that will come true or that will happen. So is it predictable? Yes. If people are channeling enough, they can predict that future or guess that future based on sensing the majority of the people or majority of the direction, which direction they are heading. They're able to predict that. So that I'm trying to, kind of end to the thought in my head. So what I'm saying is, I'm not going to decipher what they say is true or not true. What it is everything could be possible. But for you as a reader, I believe there are many time travelers gonna show up in the future. Like you probably hear them saying this or there all the time, is they cannot change the history. So from my perspective, I will suspect most of time travelers are observer, but not the one to change the core of things. So you can observe the history, you can go back to the past, you can study things, you can, any way to prevent things from happening. If that thing is supposed to be the foundation of some core, like the soul evolution, then unlikely they would be changeable, or unlikely you will be remember what they say. So that's what I thought of the time traveler, because in some way they contain the knowledge or message that is similar to us as a psychic, because we do access the information from the future, but we also understand there are things that we cannot change in order to have that future happening. I suspect for psychic in such a short period of time, that's already obvious. I suspect it would be just the same for the future traveler to the past. So let me say again, I truly believe there are time traveler out there. I just don't think their intention is to create chaotic thought and panic. Now let's talk about the reality. What is the reality? It seems like everybody tend to believe every time traveler say, as everything they say is true. Everything they say is true. I mentioned this a long time ago. As a psychic, as anybody who delivers some kind of message, it's mostly come from their personal perspective, and then not including me. So whatever they say have nothing to do with the way they got educated, their knowledge, their background, could be their nation, could be the family that they grew up with, could be their school that they go to. All those elements considered will decide how this person gonna deliver the message. That is very simple thing that you guys will understand, right? So during anything that's on the universe, any message on the universe for everybody to grasp. Different people get the same message with delivery differently. That is also something you guys will get too, right? If this person is negative, most likely you see a negative message. This person is positive, you will hear a positive message. When you go out to the world, you talk to the stranger, for your mind to decide how much thing you want to trust this person, you evaluate their background, you study them a little bit, you study their behavior, your action, and everything else to decide how believable whatever they say is true. Now, my question, and this is purely my questions. Anyone who come from the future come here and say this is gonna happen, we believe that it is true. Have you ever considered if today the time traveler is a homeless person versus Oprah? Would that make a difference to me? If today is Wayne Dyer versus someone who hasn't had a job for so long, would that make any difference? The person who delivered the message from the past, understand anything they say will mostly come from their personal perspective. How do you know that? It's very, very easy to identify. When you listen to the message, you would understand anything on the universe doesn't define good or bad, miserable or wonderful, or things like that. So if you listen to any message, you take away all those human possession adjusted, then you will understand what's really truth is there for people to grasp. So now I'm just simply propose another way of thinking for you guys. Have you ever questioned, because I like to question everything, why do I believe a completely stranger, disregard where they come from, disregard what their education background is, disregard the nation, the culture, or maybe if you got religious belief, maybe if he had preference, maybe he like pizza more than sushi. I disregard all that and just taking all the message. Why in reality I cannot even trust my husband, or I cannot even trust my family, or I cannot even trust anyone else. Have you guys ever questioned that? Because I do. I do. I propose to you guys, always question the things you hear and see. Always have the desire to prove it yourself. Always have a courage to challenging it. Why so? That's the only way you are going to grow. That's the only way you will evolve. If you just simply believe anybody come in, and I'm not saying they're wrong, they probably could be right, but understand your future depending on you. Your future not only depending on you, it also depending on the group evolution. This particular message could be one of your parallel universe, which we all channel sometimes, right? Based on your habit, your personality, and then how most likely you will change, and based on the group conscious evolution, and it's all percentage. Then I can pretty much decipher what kind of future that is going to come. So using a little bit mathematics skill, use a little bit your logical sense, use a little bit judgment, then I will say you will have more fun reading all those messages from the time traveler. So anyway, I want to wrap this up. I just, thank you guys for, and I have fun. It's kind of tiring. I mean, it's kind of tiring sharing those people, but I have fun. But I kind of want to wrap this up because I have no interest or no intention to dig into that, to study whether they're telling truth or not. The reason it caught my interest because the sense I have, understand, universe don't tell me good or bad, but I have a sensation. I just somehow caught between the line of what can validate, or caught in between the line what close to my sense, and I was excited that I had evidence to collect. So that's the only reason why I talk about the time traveler. Otherwise, for many time traveler out there, welcome you guys to our world. We're happy to be observed and do whatever you have to do, I guess. Share, not share, don't really care. But from me living in the current century, I like to share information. I like to say you have the power to create your future. We as a group also have a power to create a future. So instead of worrying and getting panic about how bad your future is going to look based on couple time travelers' words, I will propose how about focusing on creating a better world and that we can both live in or for our kids. How's that? So anyway, if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website, ruowen.com. Till then, next time. Bye.